always pivoting, right? The economy is shifting so quickly, you have to be flexible to pivot. You have to be actually asking yourself every 3 months, where's my business right now? And do I still meet the current needs of the market right now? What's changing? Am I still relevant to my target audience? And that shift happens very quickly. And then we'll look at resources and how you can kind of improve on that as you go forward. So for a lot of us, sometimes we're waiting for more money, more time, more connections, and more confidence. We think that somehow these things will just come finding us. You know, I know people talk about manifestation and all these different things, but you have to actually apply some action. Building networks require action. Making more money requires action. You know, having more confidence requires you actually practicing the skill and becoming a master at it. That's how you build your confidence. So I want you to think about the shift in that, how can I build with what I already have? Sometimes we think about, I want to do this, okay, maybe I should just go take another course, or maybe I should, put money here, but what do I have? To know where you want to go or what you need to get to the next level, you need to access what you have right now. So I always say, start with what you have. What knowledge do I have? What skills do I have? What connections do I have? What network do I have? What is my academics right now? What do I have and what I could work with? Because sometimes to even start, if you do not assess where you are, you may think, man, this is not meant for me. But if you take that time to assess, you might actually see, yo, I kind of have about 50% what I need to get started. I think I could do this. You need to do that. So experience. Experience is one of the most important skills you can have. Every tear you've cried, everything that has gone wrong has actually made you an expert, because now you know what not to do. That's what builds expertise. So in a way, your mindset shift is also shifting the way you see failures and the problems you can solve. Sometimes the most simplest thing, I believe, social media and influencers show us how a simple thing you can solve can make you a millionaire. A mom that knows how to organize a closet on social media is now a millionaire. Just a simple task. She's helping the people who can't focus and figure out how to organize their space. That way it's conducive for their lifestyle. Her ability, what she thought back then was just, I know how to clean or I know how to organize. She was able to take that skill and master it in such a way, build it as a product, offer it in a way that's engaging, and she was able to profit from it. How incredible is that? You teach people how to organize their closets. Can you imagine? I'm a millionaire, and this is what I do. This is the world we live in right now. So in order to take yourself to the next level, start looking at your experience as the skills that you have to build your expertise. Start looking at it as more than just, oh, I've been through that. Instead, say, I have acquired the knowledge that allows me to make a better decision on a specific fact. So the resource-driven goal methodology, this is something that I created. When I studied and I looked into SMART goals and things like that, I realized after a while, a lot of people were talking about being a failure or that they failed at goals is because when you make a SMART goal, you're sort of building an idea of what you would like to have, but sometimes we're not taking into account what we actually access. I can't build a SMART goal that I want to have a business in a year when I probably have no money to register that business, or I probably don't know the first thing about product design or product creation. Oh, but I want to make a bottle of sauce and bottle that, but I don't know anything about bottling or the production process time. But you're setting this SMART goal for a year when actually it might take you 2 years because there's a learning curve for you. So you're setting SMART goals or you're using SMART goals and you're not sure of what you have will cause you to create a goal that's just not achievable. And in the end, you will think that, shoot, I've failed. I'm not good at it. But it's because you've sort of set a SMART goal for yourself that self or that version of yourself doesn't exist yet. But you can work to that. So I decided to think about what can I do before I set a SMART goal? I can look at the resources that I have. So I have it as, you look at the emotional stability that you have acquired. Entrepreneurship is incredibly difficult. So if you're not prepared for that 24-hour job life, and you're thinking about starting this incredible pastry shop, and you have a hard time with just simple tasks in the day, maybe that path or that type of business is not for you. So you think about the emotional requirements that it needs for the thing that you're going to do. Financial, what type of money you need to start up the business? What do I need to invest in? My branding, my website. Maybe I need to create a product to show. Do I have that money right now? Or do I know someone? Do I have funding? Do I know funders? Can I get a bank loan? So you start to act, then when I'm looking at my bank loan, is my credit score okay? Is my assets okay? So you start to look at what do I have and what are the steps that I would need to then meet that financial aspect of that dimension. The skills, okay, I have a bachelor's in this, but I don't have a certificate in marketing. Is that something I need for what I need to do? How can I acquire that? Okay, let me look at some resources. Okay, these resources, Coursera is one. I can build my skills through Coursera. Oh, it's about $70, not that bad. That's something I could afford. I can access that. Your network. Sometimes to get to the next level, it requires community. It requires knowing someone who knows someone who knows someone. So you start to think about, who do I know? When I started to look about getting to the next level, possibly for having something in the Ministry of Education, I started to think about, who do I know in politics? And it may not be at the highest top as the Minister of Education, but it may mean, maybe I know a city councilor. Because a city councilor might know someone who then knows someone that could get me into the room. So your network, assess the networks, the connections that you have. Assessing the network that you have can actually propel you even further along. Say, for example, today you meet someone who knows the production line right over there, knows how to create a product and get it to a store. That network, and I'm pointing at someone right now, that network can speed tail your goal. She knows, she has all the information. Ooh, build that connection. I'm already 10 steps ahead, just from a network. And then your strategy. When do I launch? What's the talk on this product? How can I create a product that's very unique, but still very open, that it won't be hidden in the market? What is your strategy? But I don't have any strategy. I'm not a strategic person. So what can I do to build connection with someone who can teach me about strategy? And then your environment. Sometimes, and that is physical environment, and sometimes it's a mental environment. Sometimes where you are, your groups, your friends, they may not be the people that you share these ideas with. That's your first step of your environment. Do I have the support around me that could bring fruit to this idea? Who can I tell this idea to that's going to say, I know someone that could help you? Or they're going to say, yeah, brother, you're not going to be successful in that. I bet you put that in the corner. You know what I mean? Who can I talk to, or who can I share this idea with that's going to combine with me, maybe even say I could invest in this product, maybe even say I could invest in this vision that could help you propel it forward. You know, so this is what the research-driven goal setting methodology forces you to do. It forces you to think about this idea bigger than just, I have an idea, let me go register it on GoDaddy, let me start a social media and go. That's not the first steps that you want to do, okay? Moving forward. So we've talked about the pillars of understanding. What you must take from this: assess what you have, assess what you need, and how to get it there. So let's take this example. Right now, I have two examples of how you can build from what you have. So the first example is a lifestyle mom blog. Do you think you can make money from a blog? Yes. Lots of money from a blog. You can make lots of money from a blog. Actually, a big tip for you for your business: if you want to gain more traffic on your website, put a blog. All of my websites have a blog function. A blog function allows me to input tons of metadata, keywords that people may be searching for on Google. It will be in a story. I could possibly put anything I want in a blog that's going to pull traffic to my website. So if you don't have a blog on your website right now, no matter the business, that's a good thing to do, right? You want to put that metadata in there and bring more traffic to your website. They may be coming to talk about, oh, there's green plants and having green plants in the environment, but then my CTA may be, well, I have a book on how to develop a well-rounded mind, right? So that's how I can bring certain people into my sphere by using keywords. So this Lifestyle Mom blog, if you have writing skills, you have a talent, you have a gift as a mom, what can I offer? Maybe I've learned how to be a single mom. Maybe I've learned how to balance having children and a dream and a goal. Maybe I could talk about those things. And while I talk about those things, I can then connect with businesses who have some of the products that I'm talking about. I put that on my blog. People would actually pay you to put the link to their website or their products on your blog. They know what that does for traffic for their website. I've had businesses want to feature me just so I can put their links on my website. It raises your metrics of how people can access you. Once their link comes to your website, you then pull all the views. They pull the views of your website to their website. That's what they're doing, just that click. So the lifestyle blog that this mom has created, she's looking at her skills, her experience, and her knowledge, and then she's tailoring that into a beautiful blog. And then she's looking at what type of traffic I could have here. And once she starts having a lot of traffic, she takes those metrics and she puts that into a proposal. Now she can go to some big companies, maybe even a grocery store or somewhere, to say, look at the metrics I have, look at the traffic that I have. You may want to put your products on my website. I can talk about it, I can use it. This is what we're doing on social media. This is how influencers are making their money. And this is how a mom with a blog can make her money as well. But it shows you that you could start with what you have. Maybe it might start for you as a therapeutic way of getting information out there, or just like telling people about my life. And I bet you most of the influencers on social media, that's how it started. They were just telling people about their life. And sometimes that's enough to get you started. So you don't need, sometimes you don't need incredible branding or all of that. Sometimes you just need a story. You need a story, a relatable idea that connects with someone. And the Caribbean restaurant, what skills do you have? And we see this a lot in our community. Cooking skills, family recipes, community relationship, passion for hospitality. What happens with our Caribbean businesses at times is that we don't take into consideration location. We don't take into consideration how to modernize that cuisine at times, or how to modernize the process of how you eat. I mean, right now you talk about going to a Jamaican restaurant, the idea is that nothing is ever ready. You know, that's not good branding for our business. So how do we change that? It's funny after a while, but like I want to say, if I go to this restaurant, that it's going to be open and that you're gonna have what you say that you're gonna have. So it's funny, but it's not funny, because when I show up, I want to get food. You know, I want to eat. So this is something that we have to think about for Caribbean restaurants, is that when you have your skills and you have all of that, what can you brand and experience? It's not just enough for food. And I think sometimes for our businesses, we think that, okay, it's just enough that we have the food. It's not enough. You need to curate an experience for people, even us, even Black people like us. We want to come in, feel welcomed. You also want to think about location, the proximity to the next restaurant. Sometimes we're very close. So you want to also think about the location of where you put in your restaurant, and not to compete with each other so much, because it divides your customers. So strategically, I would think about the location. I would think about how I could curate an experience that is not already out there, and what I can do differently to bring customers my way. So you have a starting point, you have your skills, and it's always how can I tailor that offer to be unique for an audience. So how do you build your offer? Anybody wants to tell me how you would build an offer if you have an idea right now? What would you do? Who would it be for? What problem you would solve? What result it would create? And how would you deliver it? Anybody wants to go? You want to take a crack at it? You just have to answer those 4 questions. This is the point where someone would say, yes, I would do it. I'm going to brave, and I'm going to stand up and say something. So if you have an idea right now, how about, Kidel, you give us an idea for a business? You want to volunteer someone? Oh, someone in the back, you go. What's your business idea?
My business idea would be looking basically on Hair products
Hair products. Okay. Who is it for?
for black people,
Black people. Who is it for?
women and men,
Black women and men. What age group?
from 5 years to 65.
What problem are you solving?
Because black people, when they go around and trying to look for their hair product, they have a hard challenge in finding the right products that are relevant to their hair. So that creates the market and also and the demand. How am I going to address the challenge where people are having a hard time finding the product?
Okay. So you're going to target a group of women and men who have a certain hair problem that you will make it easier for them to shop for hair products. And then in that effect, you will create happier customers who like the process and who always want to come back. How will you deliver this service?
Firstly, I started by promoting my brand through social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and having to come to and having to come to events like this where I have a stand and I let people have a sample of my product. So this one will create the trust rate within my customers and have a feedback from them if they try to sample the product.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Tino Tender.
Give it up for him. I like that. Thank you so much. And the more you dive into the whole sentence that you just said, the more you'll be able to think about how you will really curate it as an experience. And when you think about the customer and the buying process for the customer, and you think about the difficulty, and if you narrow in on women, how difficult it feels, and the emotions attached to hair, and the generational attachment to hair, and what it means and signifies culturally, then you'll be able to truly curate an experience that enables all of those things and really connect with your audience. So I really love that. So we think about, I help who, I solve what problem, so they can, what is the result? The final product, the final result is how my customers will leave and how it will be delivered. And how it will be delivered, think about, is it through an app? Is it through a store? What's the process of it being delivered? So this is how I turned what I had into an offer. I created the resource-driven methodology. I then copyrighted it immediately. Before I put it out there, I copyright most of my ideas. Actually, there's an idea that I'm using in the school that I'm copyrighted. Whatever I create, I'm copywriting it, meaning I have ownership over the idea and who uses it. If you want to use my methodology, if you want to cite it, you have to give me credit. You have to ask for permission, okay? So I put that into protective order, and then for it to actually be effective, because ideas don't just sit online registered. You have to actually do something about it, meaning I have to talk about it. So immediately, I created a workshop. Once I created a workshop, I had it as an item. When I write a song, I copyright it. The song written is the item. When I have an idea, it's an idea. Until I actually do something with the idea, it stays unprotected. So what I did is I created a workshop, I talked about my resource-driven methodology, and then it was protected. Anywhere it's used now, I can send a notice to stop use, or they have to credit me for it. So we move straight into protecting your idea. If you have an idea, no matter what it is, you copyright it. You copyright the idea, you go online. If I could send some information to Cadell for you, if you want to know how to do the process. If you have a product or a logo or something of that sort, you want to trademark it. I think last year in Monetize, I went heavily into copywriting and trademarking. To copyright, it's about $70. So that's how little you will pay to protect an idea. To trademark, if you do it on your own, it's about $4.95. If you get a lawyer, which I have a connection to, I have someone on a team, she can do it for you. She can go through the entire process. What are your trademark? Your brand name, your logo. If you have a cool brand name like Nike, it's trademarked. You know, you have an emblem with it, you want to make sure that you trademark those things. If you come up with an incredible kind of figure for your bottle, if you come up with a bottle shape that's unique like Coca-Cola, you want to patent that. That's a patent type of protection. So there are many different types of protection for your ideas. Copyright is the first one. For books, for poetry, for like intellectual property idea, but it only is protected if you use it. For guides, course materials, things like that, you want to copyright it. On your website, everything you've written becomes your copyright. So you can actually put copyright and your name there, wherever you put your content. And then your price. You want to think about your price. The first advice I would give for pricing is market analysis. Every time I price a book, I go online and research what is the estimation of price for that book. And I try to fall right in between just to make sure that it doesn't appear too high for the customer, the target audience that I want. Because my target audience for books is moms. So I'm thinking about their framework when they're shopping, and I'm a mom. So that's what I use to start gearing my pricing. And then my test is that I will test it out. Sometimes I start with an early price to see how it moves, and then I build it up a little bit more, or I put a bonus with my pricing to see how it moves, or what is the optimum price that moves the audience to buy. You can test it out and see. I'm almost at the end here. So what can you start with? Think about the skill you have, the knowledge people ask you about. That was a big thing. There's someone who just gives people resources. You need this? I know where to find it. Here you go. Can you imagine how long you spend on Google looking for a resource at times, looking for a certain link or a certain app, but you know someone who knows exactly what you need and they could give you in seconds? I have someone who does that, and they make money off of that. Quick, quick, quick. I don't want to search all day. Tell me what I need. Thank you, and I'm gone. That's what they do. So then you also look at a problem you can solve and a person or a group you can serve. And then you ask yourself, what can I offer right now without overcomplicating it? Sometimes we get too complicated with our products and our business. Sometimes it's just start small, get out there, test the waters, and then build slowly. Some people start with one product. Sometimes you want to start with a whole shelf of products. Start with one and build up. And then I want you to commit to your dreams now. If you say that you want to do something, figure out what you will start with this week. You have a great idea. How do I get that going? Who do I connect with? Who is in the business already that I could have one conversation with them and they could tell me, do this, don't do this, do this, do this. This supplier is great. How can I grow? I know a couple people who, when they want to start a hair business, they sell their supply list. They sell that supply list for about $5,000 US. Do you feel like that's worth it? It's worth it to a lot of businesses because you know why? They actually have to go to China or Thailand and go around and test hair products or hair. And this person has a verified list for $5,000. You're telling me I could open a business within 2 weeks by just buying this and have verified businesses that I could collaborate? Oh yeah, she's making tons of money just by that, right? So the time, people want to save time as well. And so this is the end of my workshop today. I hope you feel like you had a little bit of encouragement on getting your idea and how to take it to an offer. I will send some follow-ups with Cadell for you. I don't know if you have any quick questions, but that's it. Thank you.
I have a question because I know you as an author, and I know there's other people in here that probably have some works that they keep, in their dresser drawer or they send to their loved one, but they never thought of having it published or copywritten or trademarked. So if I was to be that person, what do you think it is that prevents people from doing so? What's the challenges that people normally face? Is it just not having the knowledge, not having the money? Explain the process in simplest terms.
It's a lot of work. And I think when we look at authors, and because it doesn't seem to be profitable, you unconsciously attach your level of work ethic because you believe it's not going to bring you much money back. So we're people that we want to put time into something that's going to bring back a good investment, a ROI. So you look at anything you do, you show up to work because you know that's going to bring me money. I'm going to get money to pay my bills. But when people think about authorship, they're sometimes guarded or they can't see beyond the book, which is what I always try to show people. Show beyond the book. The book is the first step. The book may be the first conversation, but there's so much more. There's speaking experiences. There are workshops you can create from your book. There are products you create from your book. I have a children's book that I have a #1 single on iTunes from. I have products, I have coloring books, I have workshops, all from the book. The book was the lowest generating part of that package, but it was not the full stop for me. So think beyond the book. What could I offer to the person after they've read my book is where you should be thinking about. And it's a long process to write.
Okay, another question I have. Since it's self-employment, a lot of people want to know, how can I make money off my intellectual property? So let's say it's a book they've written or, again, poetry. Where would they put it on? Amazon? Like, what's the sales to dollar ratio look like? I sell one book. How much money do I make off of that? This is what people really want to know.
Books is, like I just said, books is the first step. So when you sell a book, I sell a book for $12 on Amazon, on online platforms. They take a cut, production costs happen. I may make $3 on that book. So to sell 100 books requires a lot of effort to make $3 each on every book. So my book is not my first priority. My book is out there, and I have ads running, I have things happening, but my offer, my drive is what happens after the book. So for me, it's workshops, it's speaking engagements, it's products. Many times my clients, when they create their book, I look at what's next for you, because book sales will make you discouraged, right? It takes a lot of work to sell books on Amazon. There's thousands and millions of books. So there's a lot of work that we do great, we sell, but what happens after? You make money on your mind. For example, you've written a poetry book, you show up, you create events. You also could teach poetry. You also could create art around your poetry. I've taken my poetry and create art through AI that I could literally sell. So you find ways of how to build more from your book idea. That's what I always suggest, and that's what I help people to do. We're not done once you publish your book. That's just the first start. Yeah.
So do we have any more questions for Latoya?
Hi. My question is essentially, you've mentioned mentorship and networking. How would one go about finding a mentor when you're niche, or closer to me? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. You've mentioned mentorship. So how would one go about finding that mentor when your niche or your product is something that you feel has no like a precursor, it hasn't been done yet? So how do you position yourself with finding a mentor?
Yeah, so I feel like a mentor can be for many different things. Sometimes the people I learn from has nothing to do, they don't know a thing about publishing, but I can learn from their work ethic, their strategies. I can learn from how their thought process. So sometimes, okay, maybe I need to find someone that has done something like I'm trying to do. Not the same thing, but has stepped into a market or has stepped into creating something that nobody has done. So that's the kind of person I want to connect with, because the loneliness, the lack of resources, the lack of information, they could tell you how they've pivoted and piloted through that. So, that's kind of the perspective I would look at if I'm looking for a mentor. And places like this, anybody who started a business or, you can draw from them. You can draw from people right here.
Okay, so do we have any more questions for Latoya? All right, everybody. Please give a round of applause for Latoya Belfond. So I just want to say I appreciate Latoya very much, because today happens to be her son's birthday, and she just did me a solid to attend this event. She's a very dear friend, going back until Jamaican Association days when you used to take classes. Know you a long time. So she's achieved quite a lot. Tell them a little bit about your achievements.
Oh,
Tell them just a little bit.
not much. I'm honestly really grateful for the opportunity, Cadell. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate sharing my voice, sharing what I've been through. What do I do? I mean, I help my community. I'm a teacher. I help publish authors. I public speak. And that's about it.
Humble, beautiful, and generous. Latoya Belfont, everyone. So we're gonna take 5 minutes. Everybody can get some refreshments. There's a lot of drinks at the bar. There's my guy Desmond has some nice treats on sale. We're just gonna prepare our next guest. So give us 5 minutes, please. Thank you. This one, just put this behind there. If we need it, you can bring it out. But it's just one person, so you don't need it right now. Yeah. Okay, so just put it behind there and mute it. Let's keep it at the safe. Let's keep this one at the safety, right? Yeah. This is my. This is on and off. This is on. Kind of on the put up her image.
So you don't want this one? You don't want this one? You can keep it as well. Because that one is plugged to the live stream. Okay. Yeah. You can keep this one behind just in case. I closed it, so you can close it. Yeah. Press it here.
Yeah, so Paco came to life. We had many challenges, and one of the ones that we started out with the beer, wanting to sell it to different having it like grocery stores, yeah, yeah. One of the big things that everybody kept saying, you'll see, even though, yeah, yeah. It's mostly for everyone. Yeah, but that connotation thing made it very hard for me. And then I've been hit with many situations. So we've been branded, I think last year we were branded. Now it's just called Live Out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, very slick. And it stays true to what we, our vision was. The beer is for us as a community. And it's liberation. It's freedom. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We put a lot of work into branding that. So now it's starting to take off. Yeah, yeah. We're in some good stores. And yeah, we're just starting to brand
Tony, turn me up. 20, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Pump me up, pump me up, pump me up. Okay, everyone, please be seated as we anticipate our next presenter. You might have realized that I gave many of you glasses. It's because we have a special treat. So please have a seat as we welcome our next presenter in a few minutes. Please be seated, everyone.
No.
Sorry. So that's her mic.
This is my mic?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's asking me questions. Like, I don't know how. I guess I'm just going to talk about myself and
No
then.
problem. Tell me if you're comfortable like that.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
You can speak a little bit louder so we can catch you. So
Okay.
let's say you move your head a little bit, just.
Well, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there an opportunity if I want to get up?
Yeah, you can. You
If I want to take the mic, yeah. 'Cause I want to.
You can.
Okay.
The main one is this one.
Okay. But yeah, 'cause I want to walk around so people can actually see this one.
Well, if you're gonna walk around, just ask Fidel to give you his mic.
Okay.
So that we can just move around.
Okay. Okay. Sophie?
Okay, everyone, as you can see, she is already seated, so she beat me to the punch.
Oh,
But that's okay. That's okay.
you can sit with me. You can sit with me.
Right. So, our next presenter is Miss Cynthia Waite, and she's also done many things. You want me to elaborate? You will
Sure.
elaborate, I'm sure. We had Latoya. She's speaking about branding, publishing, copyright. The product that she's about to present exemplifies that. So if you want to see that in action, she's the right person to talk about it. What I'm talking about right now is Le Marron beer. What did I say?
It's a golden lager.
Golden lager. Very tasty beverage for those who like to indulge in spirits. Okay? So we're going to have her expound on that, of the origin of the product, meaning the idea, until it was bottled, or canned in this case, and they brought it to shelf. Miss Cynthia Waite, everybody.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And pleasure to be here. And thank you, Kendall, for the opportunity to come out and talk about the story of our little beer that could, called Le Marron. First of all, how many people heard about Le Marron? How many people heard about Neg Marron? Okay. So the reason why I'm asking you that, because part of our story comes started back before COVID. And it was a group of us, at the time it was probably about 20 of us that got together. And one person said, hey, I have an idea. And called this person, called that person. We talked about the idea. And what came out of that idea was called Neg Marron. And it was called, our original company was called Black Wall Street. I don't know if you heard about Black Wall Street, Quebec. So that was our original name when we started back then. And Black Wall Street, the premise of Black Wall Street was not only just for alcohol, but it's really to basically give our community what it needed. You all know about Black Wall Street, the story of Black Wall Street that happened in the US where we all wanted to be self-sufficient. So that we were trying to bring that here in Quebec. So the liquor was one section of our plan. We were talking about financial, Black Wall Street Financial, where we would have people, our community have credit cards, so we'll be able to sustain our own. And we also talked about agriculture. We'll be able to grow our own food, so we don't have to rely on grocery stores. So as you can tell, that was a big, giant plan. And there was many moving parts to that. So as a group, we had some difficulties, obviously, And then we had to basically hit the pause button. Because as we were trying to sell Neg Marron to grocery stores, dépanneurs, our promoters that are out there with events, what would you think that would be the first thing that they will talk about when we tell them about the name of the beer? Neg, exactly. So even though we started off as a premise that with the beer being a symbol of our liberation as a community, as a Caribbean community, the word neg was something that was not being well received. So based on feedback that we heard from the community, our own Black community, and also vendors and distributors that we were working with, they're saying that that was not really a good thing to do. So out of Neg Marron came out Le Marron. As you can see, it's still kept to the mission of our organization, which is now called Le Marron. We took out the Black Wall Street part because now we're just focusing on the beer. So as a key, when you're an entrepreneur, it's great to have all these great ideas, but start one thing at a time. Perfect that, make it work, and then go on to the next thing. So with this beer, we were able to obviously relabel it, re-envision it. It's more sleeker, it's more sexier, it's a better taste. We had the opportunity to change the taste, and it's been well received in the community. In the Black community, mostly in the East End, and we're coming over now into the West Island. But we're now in 21 stores, dépanneurs, and restaurants, and climbing. So one of the things that I would tell you guys as entrepreneurs, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be hard on yourselves. Everything is a learning experience. And as LaToya said, you always have to learn to pivot. Sometimes you have to pivot quickly, but make sure that when you're pivoting, that you always do it with strategy and intention. And make sure that you always stay true to your mission and your purpose, and never basically sell yourself out, your vision. And just a little bit about me. We're talking about self-employment. I am still working. I work for UPS. I've been with UPS for the past 35 years. I know I only look 16, but yes, I've been working with UPS for the past 35 years, and that knowledge as well, working with UPS, because I worked here in Montreal. I helped set up our brokerage division in Fredericton, New Brunswick, stayed there for 8 years, came back to Montreal, and was told, hey, you know what, you're going to our head office in Atlanta for a little bit. I take all that knowledge that I learned from my corporate career and help build this brand. So whatever you learn from your daytime job, take that into your entrepreneurship as well. And another side note as well, I am the president of Barbados House Montreal. And we've been in Montreal for the past 56 years now. We are a cultural organization supporting any of our Barbadian family, or friends, family, who are coming into Montreal, as well as working with other community groups in the Montreal area. So lots of hats, lots of busyness, but it's fun. Yes.
How many people are involved in this business?
Well, now, since we rebranded, we are now up to 30 partners that are part of the Le Marron family right now. And mostly it's more on the Francophone side. We do have a small minority of Anglophone people who are part of the family right now. And we are looking to branch out in actually the US and also in the Caribbean. We want to bring it back home, so to speak.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions? Anybody remembers Phil Donahue? This is what it was like.
Oh, gosh. The funding that we went through right now is basically all of us, actually. We didn't look to banks at this time. We all put in a certain amount of money as a startup. And now, because we're starting to grow, we are now going to be looking for financial funding through some financial sectors such as BMO, Scotiabank. We already started having those communications probably the last few months, because now eyes are watching what we're doing. But as everybody who was real well vested in it, we wanted to put money into it. Yes.
So, the other thing I wanted to know, in order to make a beverage sold, well, locally or anywhere,
Oh, yeah.
you needed a lot of licenses, certificates, and so on.
Yes.
Food.
Exactly. And this is actually, I should also mention, this is all Quebec owned. This is all Black owned. And we make this beer in the East End. So it's all locally made here.
And the research and so on that went into getting the licenses, this initial group, did the research?
Yes, we all did. Yeah, we had, like, certain people had certain responsibilities. So one part of the responsibilities was to do the research, get the licenses. Everybody had a little part to play in the puzzle. So yeah, and so that we're working with a distributor in the East End that's, manufacturing our beer right now.
What made you guys come up with the idea to make a beer? Like, what inspired the idea to create a beer? Not very many colored folks decide to create beers. What was your inspiration, I guess?
We wanted to be different, and we wanted to bring something to market that is Black owned. And we thought the most easiest thing, because we know a lot of people like the Guinness, a lot of people like Molson, and one person said, well, why can't we just make our own beer? I am not a beer drinker at all. I am Barbadian, I drink rum. So even when we were going through this, the tasting of everything, it was kind of a little difficult for me to be honest, but after drinking the second blend, which is much more better tasting, I can go through that. And as I should also mention, when we went through Black Wall Street Liquor, we were also looking at rum, whiskey, and gin. So we also had that as well, but we stopped everything and just focused on the main product.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to know, you said earlier that you're looking into expanding the brand to the US and back home, but don't you think, and that's me, like, I'm thinking, don't you think it's gonna be you fighting like 3 battles, getting known here in Quebec and then the States and then back home? Is it gonna be more difficult, or how does it work? How do you see yourself in that?
Well, because of the fact that we use a lot of social media, we use a lot of TikTok, we use a lot of Instagram and Facebook, that's our opportunity to spread worldwide. And we already started getting interest even from Africa that noticed us on, I guess it was on Instagram. And they wanted to know more about, what is the beer that you guys are doing in Quebec? And you're telling me it's Black owned? We need to talk. So that's how we use social media. Yes, it's a snowball effect, yes. And because a lot of us, because I'm from Barbados, so when we want to bring it over to Barbados, I will be like the representative to go to Barbados and sell the beer. Also, it's Haiti. We have people, or actually, we have somebody on the ground at Haiti this weekend. Yes, okay, there you go, yes.
Yes, I had a question regarding the tasting process. How does one go about making a product and making sure that it's well received within your target audience? I guess for you, it's drinkers.
Yeah.
Your drinkers, how did you find a way to make sure that you tip like your, do you understand?
Yes. Yeah. So what we tried to do, we tried to attend a lot of events, try to get involved with a lot of events. For example, this weekend or this week, we were at the West Island Blues Fest in the West Island, and then yesterday was the the Haitian, I guess, food fest that was happening in Laval. So we try to get involved in that, and we do tasting. We offer taste, the opportunity to taste it like you guys are doing right now. So we go to different events, main key events that we go to. So as well, we're going to be at Afro Mode as well this summer. Yes, you're welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, hi. I know you.
I'd like to say Desmond has had 5 glasses.
All right. All right.
Every day, see, I'm not really a beer man, but this tastes good.
Yes.
My question is, as you know, the Caribbean, we basically all we know the main beer down there is Caribbean.
Yes. Yes.
Barbados is Banks.
Banks. Yes. Banks.
But this is unique. Right? It tastes good. Are you have any plans for expanding in the Caribbean, like to be able to be in the Caribbean?
Yes, absolutely, because it's important for us to also offer this market into the Caribbean because it's for us, by us, and a lot of us are from the Caribbean. So we are looking towards making this available in all the islands. Like I just mentioned, we have somebody on ground right now this weekend in Haiti, and because I'm Barbadian, most probably, Barbados might be next. Yes, Guyana. There you go. We're gonna hit all the islands, for sure.
I want to ask you, in an industry that is very competitive, what you have, what are the hurdles that you faced initially when you first launched the first bottle, and to where you are now? What have you learned through the transition from the first bottle, from the name transition to where you are right now? What challenges you faced, and what advice can you give for someone who tries to enter in a very competitive industry like what you ventured into?
Yes. So the first thing that we did, especially with the first, the first version, listening to people and their reservations and their concerns about the name of the beer, we stand by it because it's our history. This is us. So some people took offense to it, saying, "Well, Neg Marron, it's us. We are Neg Marron." But you have to listen. If you want to sell it, if you want to put it to market, you have to pivot, and you have to be flexible. And you cannot, sell yourself short just because of the name. So we had plenty of discussions as to, why we had to change the name, and then we decided that we had to change it. If we want to be out there, if we want to be in the IGA stores, we want to be at Metro, and we want to have our people who are going to these stores buy the beer, we have to be flexible. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. We are always competing with the big names because we have the Molsons, you have the Labatts, but our selling feature is that it's our beer. It's your beer. You should be supporting your product and making it just as big as everybody else. So that's one of the challenges that we work with. Yes. Yes. Well, Yeah, right now we're not thinking of changing the name because I think people like to say the name Le Marron. And some people, even in Barbados, says, because we had somebody in Barbados, test it out, people like the name. It's different. They call it Le Marron. And I think they like the rolling of the R's, pretty much. So right now we're, keeping the name. But if the market calls for us to change the name in that particular country, while keeping the blend, then that's something that we will consider as well.
French for the Maroons?
Yes, the Maroons, and it's, oh, I guess somebody stole your question. But yeah, basically, it is liberation. And the Maroons, we all have that history. All of our islands have that history. So that's why, and you'll see on the label, the chains are broken. So if you take a look at the label, the chains is broken. So it's freedom for everybody.
So, as the success of the beer continues, are you still thinking about maybe making a rum or a brandy or something else?
Yes, yes, I'm part of that committee. We still have the blend, so yes, we're gonna make it eventually, yes.
Okay, I do have a question.
Okay.
Branding. You made an example of the chains. How did you conceptualize all that? Like, who's involved? Is it a team effort? Like, how do you collaborate to come to a final decision? The tasting, the branding. I'm sure it's a team, but how do you, come to that final say?
A lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth, and just working together. Like it's a team of us that basically designed this. And we want to also, like I said, keep the spirit and the mission still standing, even though we disbanded Black Wall Street. The mission is still something for our community. And that's why, lots of discussions, but yeah, it's a team of us that put that together.
Any significance to the colors?
No, we just figured it looked nice and sexy.
In terms of investing, buying, I'm not sure if it's a public company or where you guys are with that, but if anybody here in the audience or in cyberspace wants to get involved with tomorrow, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they could. Yeah, we do have some more people who are interested in coming in. Right now, it's something that we'll have to discuss because we have to put on a cap, which is probably going to be very shortly.
Do you have a figure for buying?
Usually, the starting point is $5,000.
You hear that, folks? You know you guys spend that. Any more questions? Of course. Desmond has now had 7 glasses.
I see a little wobble going on there. Yeah.
Just one suggestion.
Yes.
As you know, it's the summertime, and there's a lot of activities that be happening, especially the Montreal Carnival.
Yes.
So, are you have any plans to promote to be out there in terms of exhibiting your product?
We're going to be at Afro mode right now. We have, that's our plans at the current moment.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like
We're not at Karamas right now at this point, no.
Karimas?
Yeah.
I think it's an opportunity.
It is, yeah.
Anyway, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
This is Desmond, everyone. Please visit him for your sea moss, your soursop leaf, your spirulina, your meringue.
Yes, because I bought some from him a few weeks ago and it was great.
Desmond is my guy. I'll tell you that right now. And in terms of branding, marketing, publishing, I'm happy that Desmond is here because he's an upcoming entrepreneur and he exemplifies what self-employment is.
Yes.
I mean, he started on his own, he's currently building his brand, you can see everything there, and that's why he's here today. As for Cynthia, this is more than an example. How did it taste, everyone? I can tell you. I'm not a beer drinker.
No.
I would drink that.
Thank you.
I would drink that. That is excellent. And it is
It's a 5.6 golden beer.
show it to Chris. Chris, this is it. There you go. right, so the good news is we have a couple more cans. But again, please give a warm welcome and a round of applause to Cynthia. Wait, Cynthia, is there anything you want to add in terms of Barbados House and everything else that you're doing? Like, you exhaust yourself.
I know.
It's a workhorse.
Well, Barbados House, we are celebrating what we call it's an annual event called BIM Spring. But this year it's with a little bit of a twist. We're doing a fundraiser for the first female president of Barbados House. We're starting a scholarship in her name. She passed away last year, unfortunately, and so we just want to keep her legacy alive.
Fantastic. Scan the QR code to get more information on Le Marron. We're going to take another 5-minute break until we set up for our next presenter. Once again, Cynthia Wait!
Thank you.
Tastes great.
Thank you.
Tastes great. I love it. I love it.
Thank
I love
you.
It. And hopefully now that there's... So currently in Barbados House, is there a female president?
I'm the
You're the
president.
okay. I thought you said that
Yeah.
earlier. And there's a female president right now in Jamaica Association.
Yes.
We need to start to get everybody to collaborate. I think women can finally do it. Because
I
the men,
hope so.
it's hard, you know. So hopefully 2 women can get together and say, hey, let's, you know, build something great amongst all the islands.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
Thanks for being here.
Well,
Great. I'll
well, thank you for
definitely
joining.
start buying. So you said it's, where can I get it?
Well, right now you can get it online, and we can deliver it over to you. But it's at 21 stores, but mostly in the East End. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Right now, we actually, you know Chef Sean?
Chef Sean.
In St. Anne de Bellevue?
Sean Samuel?
Yeah.
Yes. Good friend. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
Well, I'm his first daughter's godmother. So,
All right,
yeah.
fair enough.
So he just started selling the beer there 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so
check
go
him out.
visit Sean and he has a beer.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we're hoping to be in different other stores like IGA in the West Island
Okay.
in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We'll talk.
Yes, and your name is?
Clement.
Clement, okay. And you live in the West Island?
Bill Sonora.
Oh, okay. So you're not too far. I used to live in Solomon too.
That's it.
Okay. Marche Salaberry.
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Yes,
check
it's
it out.
there, yes. I forgot what street it is, but is it Henry Barras? No. It's Marche Salaberry.
She was celebrating. Okay,
Yes,
no problem.
yes, it's there.
Excellent.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, no
All
problem.
right.
Thank you.
That's up. Thank you.
You should see it pop up anytime now.
Got it. Thank you.
Charles, what we do?
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, for the mic. The main one for you is this one.
This one.
I'm gonna leave it by your side.
Perfect.
But if at any time you need to walk around or stand
Yeah.
up, just ask Kidel for his mic.
Perfect.
That's the wireless one.
Fantastic.
Okay, everyone, please visit Desmond for some sweet treats. Desmond is back there. Let me go over to Desmond, see what Desmond is offering. Because there's a lot of people here with a sweet tooth, and Desmond has some of the sweetest delicacies. So Desmond, please tell the people what you have on display.
CMOS, there's something called CMOS, very, very important thing. Give you all the energy you want. You can attest to that, right? I got the mountain spice from Bombay. Very good for you too. No, it's not beer. It's not beer. This is better than the beer. Okay, I got a spray for every type of pain, rheumatism, arthritis, any cramps. Called it's a nutmeg spray, straight from Grenada. Very, very good. So that's very good on this spray. I got a bay leaf with bakers or anything, just spice, just come to the table. And then also we got some sweet, all the people with the sweet tooth, we got some things, so the tampon balls, tampon, we got the plum straw. We have the my country we call it chip. It's made out of coconut. So just come and get it. We got some coconut sponge and just a little bit of everything. So this is a shop. Remember a shop? A shop is a factory call and you bring it. You show it. It's one of the delicacies that we do. Yes, if you patch on. Just come forward and just visit the table, for sure. And we have Farid too, yeah. Who remember Farid, you know? So we got just a little bit of everything. So just come to the table, and we'll be happy. Yeah, we'll be happy to show you. Okay? Thank you.
So that's it. Please visit Desmond, everyone. Get your health check. Get in line with your health. I can attest to the CMOS.
Whenever you're ready, me ready. Huh?
You know where it is, eh? No, Bridget. You're coming to the high in NDG. The high. You have it in the flyer. It's in your text. Yeah, you know Concordia? Listen, let me tell you what you do. Yeah. So Concordia, you go down West Broadway, right? And before you hit the stop sign, you turn into the little alleyway. And you go through the alleyway to the parking lot, and then you come upstairs to the highway. All right? All right, good.
We have to talk about directions, you know. The directions you give, bridging,
It's life.
You know, I was going downtown. And lucky thing I put in the address. I thought, I'm
There's
going
about
around.
5 people that came from downtown here, hustling. So you know the other people, they were coming back.
True. Can't make it.
Like 30 registrations. So we lost a lot of people. And it's not the first time. It's been a road.
Fair enough.
Good help is hard to find.
Hey everyone. Let's get ready for our next presenter. Please have a seat. Get ready. See a lot of you sampling Le Marron.
Yeah.
A lot of you feeling nice. Yes, thumbs up out there. Yeah, all right. Our next presenter is going to talk to you about making money. We're talking about securities. If you understand what security is, that's your stocks, that's your Bitcoin, that's gold, everything to do with making money. He's going to present to you something that nobody else offers. So please pay attention if you want to know about residual income, disposable income, and in terms of self-employment, if you want to make money for yourself, this is somebody that you want to pay attention to. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a good friend of mine, also a board member, and an intellectual,
No, sir.
an electrical engineer, a father, great man. Clement George, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing fine? How's the beer tasting back there? Excellent. Good stuff. Just want to give it back to Cadell and his group for putting on another great event. So if we could just give him a quick round of applause. Thank you. So as Cadell said, my name is Clement George. I'm an electrical engineer by trade, and I'm just going to start off with a quote from one of my mentors, Mr. Les Brown. And this is what Les Brown said. He said, "Today, don't believe anything I'm about to tell you. But if I say something that registers with you, something that you feel, go research it for yourself. Everybody knows. You got Google, you got ChatGPT. Don't believe anything that I tell you. Go research it for yourself. And if you have questions after that, I'll be glad to answer them for you." Is that fair enough? Turn to someone and say, "That's fair enough." All right, let's go. Here we go. So, like I said, I'm an engineer. I came up here in the streets of Montreal. I was born here. My parents are from Jamaica. And like, hey, one love, one love. So, like most of you, I probably followed the same plan. How many of you, your moms told you go to school? How many of them told you get a job? How many of you did follow that plan? How many of you are financially free? All right, there's one. There's always one. There's always one. So I did exactly that, and I thought that was the end-all of everything because I did the best my parents knew. And what they knew, they imparted on me. And I got to a point where I went to school. Actually, I graduated here from Concordia. And then I went on and I studied in my field. And I'm still studying in my field. Actually, I'm on call today, so I have to be quick, all right? Fair enough. Okay, so what I'm going to talk to you today is about futures market. And how did I get into futures trading? I'm going to zip through the story really quickly, okay? So what happened was I was working at my job. I'm still working at my job. But I said there must be a better way. Because my plan was I was going to get a job, I was going to work for 5 years, and then I was going to retire. That's what I was waiting for. It's impossible. You realize you get into the game of the rat race and you can't get out. It was only later, much later in my career that I started to look for another way. And how did I get started? Quickly, I was scrolling through my junk mail. I have one email account that first email account that I opened on Yahoo. And on Yahoo is where you go to the store, they ask you for your email, I give the Yahoo because you know all the junk mail is going to come there. So I was scrolling on my junk mail just to see if there's anything good. And if you have Yahoo Mail, on the right-hand side, there's a little sliver with all these advertisements, all these ads. And what I did was I was reading the ads, and there was an ad that said, free real estate investing seminar. I said, free? I said, you click on it, they want your social security, they want your credit cards, they want everything. But I said, I'll take a chance. And I clicked it. And when I clicked it, I was expecting it to say, come to a seminar in Atlanta or Miami or something. It said, no, it said, free real estate investing seminar at Ruby Foods Hotel. Does anyone know where Ruby Foods Hotel is? Right here on DeCarry. It's still there. And I said, wow, free. I said, okay, let me take it a step further. Clicked again. And I said, the only thing it says is email. Of course, I gave my Yahoo email. And after I put in the email, I said, great, thanks for applying. I'll see you at the event. Wow, okay. So fast forward to the event. I went to the event, and there was he couldn't have been more than 30 years old, Filipino guy. And he was telling us that he got involved with real estate investing for $0. He had no money, and he got into real estate investing. That got me interested. How did he do that? So, of course, it was just a quick 90-minute seminar. Next came the courses, and I started to get involved in real estate investing. So in our real estate investing, I met a bunch of people, and we formed a group. We started investing in real estate. And what happened was COVID. COVID happened. Everything came to a halt. We couldn't, visit properties, build properties. We couldn't do anything. Everybody was stuck at home. So one of my trainers from real estate investing pivoted into trading, which I'm going to share with you today. And so when our first speaker talked about pivoting, I understood. Because you always got to be ready to move into something different depending on the times. So COVID came, and then what happened? Right after COVID, we said, okay, let's go, let's get started again. And what happened to interest rates? Interest rates started to climb. Everybody went to 7%, 8%, and people were saying, wow, I can't afford a new home. I can't afford the home that I have when it comes to renew my mortgage. So even us, we said, okay, we want to get a mortgage to buy another property. The numbers just didn't match because with the interest rates so high, prices didn't come down, mortgages, payments were through the roof. So one of the trainers pivoted into trading and taught the group, hey guys, this is what I'm doing to, as a second stream of income besides real estate. And that's what I'm going to show you today. And one subsection of trading is called futures. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Fair enough? All right, here we go. So, like I said, part of my real estate investing group, there was a big group of us, but 3 of us said, hey guys, let's take this trading seriously and see what we can do. And we started trading back in 2023, end of 2023. And we were getting good results. So we said, you know what? How can we market this? How can we help other people? How can we help our community? Because when we started to discuss it, our long-term vision is, anybody know Dragon's Den? We want to be a Dragon's Den. We want to have enough capital that when people have business ideas, they can come to us and we can help them get started. Make sense? All right. So, like I said, we started trading in 2023, but we started the company in December of 2024. And like I said, we're very passionate about trading now, and our whole goal is to help our community as much as possible. Okay? Like I said, we're based in Canada. We are looking to second generation, and we're here to help people that have immigrated to Canada and people that are of minorities in Canada. Hopefully that everybody knows that's everybody, because nobody is from here except for the native people, right? So hopefully we cover everybody. Why this project matters. If you look at the graph, this little graph that we have here, if you have a savings account, which is, you can't even see, there's a little line there, but you can't even see it because it's so small. Because they give you 0.01% on your money if you leave it in the bank. It gives you nothing. And if anybody knows, inflation is, what did they say? It's not 3-4% now, something like that. So if you leave your money in the bank, you're actually losing money. Okay? If you go up a step and you say, hey, I want to get a bond from the bank, you know, a GIC or something. The highest one is around 5%. Like I said, don't trust anything I say. Go check it out at the bank. And if you get 5%, you probably have to put in $500,000 to get 5%. Okay? If you go into the stock market and you buy some mutual funds, something like that, you can get around 10%. That's what they tell you. On average, you'll get 10% if you leave it in over the long haul. Okay? What we are trying to do is we want to be able to guarantee 20% return on your investment with us, with our community. And I'm saying guaranteed. That means if you invest with us, we're guaranteed to get you 20% on top, and guaranteed your return and guaranteed your money. How are we able to do that? Based on the trading strategy that we're using and based on the real estate that we have as capital in the background, we can guarantee 20% return. How's that sound? All right, here we go. Our investment model. What do we invest in? There are 3, what happened here? Something happened, sorry about that. But there are 3 sectors that we invest in. One is gold, the other one is the NASDAQ 100 and real estate. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Oh, let me back up. 20% guaranteed return on your money. If you can get that anywhere, let me know. I'm in it too. You know what I mean? Sorry? Right. So, like I said, we just started in 2024, and right now we're going at 50,000 is the lowest investment. But we're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down so that everybody can get a piece of the pie. A piece. Well, I can't even finish the presentation. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's right. That's right. Fair enough. All right. Can I continue, or is more questions? Fair enough. So like I said, sorry about I don't know what happened to the thing, but the 3 sectors we're investing in is gold, the NASDAQ 100, which is the top 100 tech companies in the US, and real estate, which you can find anywhere. And I'm just gonna focus on gold for a second, okay? Because everybody knows gold. I have it on my neck. I have just a regular old cable here, and it's coated in gold because it's one of the best conductors around. So that's why gold has an intrinsic value and an extrinsic value, meaning that it's used in everything. Your cell phones, everybody has cell phones. In there, there's gold. That's why if I asked you this question, right now, gold is selling at about $5,000 an ounce, around there. If I were to ask you, what is the chances of the value of gold going from 5,000 to zero? Zero. Somebody said zero. There's zero chance. There's zero chance. I mean, unless another superconductor comes out that's way better than gold that we discover or we invent, gold will never go to zero. That is the premise of our investment strategy, which I will come to. Okay? Oh, what happened to my presentation? Sorry about that. In the first year, it's supposed to show that on a $50,000 investment, you would make $10,000. It says value K there, but it's supposed to be 10,000. Sorry about that. Year 2, it'd be another 10,000. Year 3, it'd be another 10,000. That's just simple interest. We didn't get into compounding interest because then the numbers start to go crazy. Okay? So some terminology. This is the dry part, but I got to try and explain it to you so you can understand where I'm coming from, okay? So in Canada, there's 2 different types of accounts that you can have for trading. There's unregistered accounts and there's registered accounts. What's the difference? The main difference is for registered accounts, you can put in pre-tax money. That's things like your RRSPs, things like that. You put your money in pre-tax, and at the end of the year, you get a tax credit. And the government won't tax you on that account until you pull money out of it. Fair enough? With an unregistered account, you pay the gains on the year that you've made it. So if you made gains this year, you pay tax on it the year that you make the gains on it, whether you take it out or not. Well, then you can put it as a negative on your income tax. So we have unregistered versus registered. And then we have margin accounts, okay? Margin account is a type of unregistered account where you are allowed to borrow funds from a lender, okay? And they will lend you money to trade, and it's called leveraged accounts. So leveraged trading is like I said, gold is $5,000 an ounce. That means if you were to buy one, what we call contract of gold, you would have to put up $5,000 for every contract that you buy in gold. But with a leveraged contract, you can come in with a smaller amount, say $100, and the broker will put up the rest. So now you're playing with more money with a less investment, which could magnify your gains, but it can also magnify your losses. Okay, so it's important to understand. People say it's risky. It's risky if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't go to school, get some courses, understand how to protect yourself and how to play the game and understand the terminology. Okay? So, like I said, unregistered, margin accounts, leverage. Okay? So here's what I was talking about with regards to gold. Now, this is the chart of gold from 1972, which was a great year, all the way up to 2026. And this is the price, how price has gone from 1972 up to 2026. Kiddo, you got a mic there? Young lady in the green. Do you know anything about trading? Come here. What's your name? Anjiba. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, this is a chart. And the chart starts here. This was around $400 in 1972.
trend is up. If you can do that, you can trade. It's as simple as that. You need to know the terminology, but if you can see that the overall trend of this graph is up, then you bet on it going up. You don't bet on it going down. Go ahead. Are you able to explain the points that you circled? Yeah, I'm coming to that.
So that's the premise of the trading strategy that we use. We're betting that it's going up. We're never betting that it's going down. Why? Because the graph says it's going up. However, I circled 4 red blips there. In those 4 red blips, that's when the price is going down. It made a downward movement. Those are the times that we need to protect yourself. Because if we're betting it's going up and it goes down, that's when you lose money. So you have to be able to protect yourself at those moments to be able to not lose as much, because you're going to lose. In this game, you're going to lose. The question is, don't lose too much and have enough reserves so that you can continue trading. What does that mean? That means that we don't put all the capital that we've amassed into one trade or into one trading account. So how does it work? Basically, like I said, when you get involved with a broker, gold is at 5,000, you don't have to put up 5,000. You have to put up 100, let's say, for example. And they will give you the rest to buy one contract. So if gold goes from 5,000 to 5,001 and you bet that it goes to 5,001, you'll make $1. If it goes to 5,002, you'll make 2. If it goes to 5,003, you'll make 3. What happens if it goes to 4,999? You're losing $1. If it goes down to 4,900, you've lost $100. And as it keeps going down, you're losing money. But we have what is called an unrealized loss or an unrealized gain. What does that mean? As long as the contract that you bought that said that the market is going to go up isn't closed, you haven't lost anything yet. On paper, your account says negative, but you haven't lost anything until you close the contract. So now, here's how we play the game. If we see here that the maximum is 5,000 and we're always betting that it goes up, we can do calculations, just pure math, to say, how far down can gold go? The maximum it can go down is if it went from 5,000 down to 0. And we just said earlier, the chances of it going to 0 is 0. So now it's just math to figure out how much capital do you need to have so that when the market starts to go down in these red areas, that you can stay in the game and not have to close a contract. Just wait it out. Because there's nuances, but that's the overall premise of the game. We can calculate how much capital we need to have in reserves to be able to withstand these drops that you see in these red areas. And with that, that's how we've been doing our whole strategy. And the same thing goes with the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ 100 is the top 100 companies in the tech companies in the US. We're talking about the Googles. We're talking about the Amazons. We're talking about the Walmarts. We're talking about the McDonald's, the Coke, the Nike. Now, if I asked you what are the chances that all of those companies go to 0? It's 0. It's possible. That would probably be World War III. If it's World War III, you're not worried about your portfolio. You're worried about survival. You don't care about that. So if we can, the same, and if one of those companies are underperforming, they remove it from the top 100 and put in a company that is performing. So the overall graph will look exactly like this. They want to make profits. So the graph keeps going up and up and up because they want to make more and more profits all the time. And we use the same strategy on that as well. Okay? Good. So how do we risk manage? Basically, we diversify, like I said, across 3 sectors to be able to manage our risk. We continuously monitor the markets for downturns, because sometimes we don't want to close contracts, but sometimes it's advantageous for us to close it, knowing that we can make it back when the market starts to go up. Okay? Stop losses, that's just a term to say, okay, when the market is going down, we know that, okay, we'll take a certain amount of loss, and at that point we'll close the contract, because we know we can make it up when the market starts to turn around. Okay? And we do, reporting to our investors semi-annually, and we pay out semi-annually. Okay? Now, here we go. This is what another one of my mentors said. My mentor said, documentation beats conversation anytime. I can talk about it, but now I'm going to show you exactly what's in our account and what our account has done since we opened it in July of 2025. So what did we do in July of 2025? And
I just wanted to say, this is the good stuff. It's literally going to show you how much money they made since they started. This is the proof in the pudding. This is where you put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead.
So basically what we did, like I said, during after COVID, we had a bunch of people that was in our real estate investing circle, and we called 5 of them, and we said, hey, this is what we're planning on doing, and we want to pool our money so that we can do this trading on a big scale, okay? So we got each person to give $100,000. $100,000, and some of them came from their RSP. They actually, and there's ways of doing that without taking money out of your RSP without paying tax. There's a way. And we took that 500,000 and we put it into this trading account. So what you see here is we came in at 500,000 Canadian, which translated into $217,000 US. This is all in USD, okay? We opened the account on July 25th, and by August 2025, we had a realized gain here of $62,000. So in 1 month, we were able to make $62,000, okay? And we're gonna fast forward to October. October, by the time we got to October, we had a profit of $250,000 profit in the account, just from trading 2 instruments, gold and the US NASDAQ 100.
Give it up for $250,000, people! Wake up!
Okay, no problem. So here we go.
Sorry.
Yes,
That was in 3 months?
in 3 months. In 3 months.
250.
In this, sorry? 250,000 profit. Sorry? All right, so December 31st, 2025.
My question is, what kind of bank account is this?
It's a trading account. So there's a broker.
Okay, there's a broker, but the
Yeah.
account
Yes.
belongs to all 5 people?
Well, and to 3 of us, but it's from the investors. It belongs to all the investors, correct?
It belongs to all of the investors?
Correct.
So when you want to buy out or you want to cash out?
Yeah, so, right. So the term, we have a term. So it's a 1-year term. So when you invest for 1 year. After 1 year, you can pull out your money, you can pull out your gains, and you can go use your money to do something else. Go ahead. Okay. So December 31st, 2025, our profit was $346,000. February 28, 2026, our profit was $663,000. And as of April 30th, our profit was $1 million in less than a year.
Give it up for $1 million, people, in less than a year.
In less than a year, just doing trading. And people want to know why these hedge companies, these CEOs make $25 million a year. Why do they make $30 million a year? How are they able to pay them those type of profits and only give you 1% in your bank account? And only give you a guaranteed certificate for 5%, or tell you S&P for 10%. Go ahead. I can hear you.
You mentioned at the beginning that it's USD.
USD, yeah.
Why,
This is USD.
why is it USD? What sort of financial broker are you working with? Are you working with an American broker or?
No, this broker is actually in the UK. But gold is traded in USD. Gold is $5,000 per ounce. Let's go back.
What about NASDAQ?
NASDAQ is US companies traded on the US stock exchange, on the New York Stock Exchange, USD.
It would be an American portfolio that you're using.
Well, gold is worldwide, but one of the instruments that we're trading is the NASDAQ 100, which is the top 100 US companies. Yeah, go ahead.
So, what sort of financial broker are you using? Are you the broker? Or?
No. There's a broker. The broker is called CMC Markets. Anybody can go look them up. Like I said, don't trust anything I say. Do your research. Go check it out. You got your Googles, you got your Chat GPT. Check them out. All right? Oh, sorry. So why to invest with us? We use basically, if you're not using AI nowadays, forget about it, okay? Because we have open contracts all the time. What happens if it so happens that you're on a plane, you have no Wi-Fi, and the market starts tanking, and you want to get out? We have an AI bot that's monitoring and that we have set, and that when it hits a certain amount of loss, it'll just close the contracts for us. So that we'll take that loss. However, we know that on the back end, the market's always going up. We just wait for it to start going up and we start trading again. Okay? Proven performance of 20% ROI. And full transparency, we have biannual and annual payouts. What's the next step? If you're interested, fill out our survey on our website. Submit documentation for compliance. We are, people see these type of things. They might want to launder money, but we do the same type of checks that the banks do to make sure that the money is coming from a reliable source. Capital call to get you started. Receive the updates annually. Contact us today and let's get started on the journey. Because like I said, at the end of the day, we want to build something that we can give back to our community. We want it to be a community project, and that's our whole vision and our end goal. Is there any other questions? I seem to have had so many during, I don't know if I've answered all of them. Are there any other questions?
So I recently met a group of guys. You might know a couple of them.
Fair enough.
And I was wondering, because you didn't bring it up, because in the meetings I decided to try to start my investing. I started with crypto. Can you talk a little bit about crypto and what it's doing? I didn't do Bitcoin. I didn't do the big one.
Yes.
I'm trying to use the crypto for launching big, so I started low and hopefully it goes up high.
Fair enough.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Crypto is it's the big craze right now. A big segment of the market is still untapped. People heard about it, but they don't own. It's very volatile at the present moment, meaning the price of Bitcoin has gone up to 125,000. It's come down to 60,000, and it goes up to 90,000. So it's a very volatile asset. And it's all digital, meaning that it's an algorithm on people's computers in a very light sense of the word. So it's not a physical asset like gold or silver or copper. It's a digital asset, but the beauty of it is that it it takes out the middleman, meaning that if you wanted to send a remittance back home to Jamaica or Barbados or wherever you're from, you have to go to a bank, send a wire transfer. They would charge you a fee, and then you'd have to wait 3-4 days for it to get there. With crypto, you can buy let's say a stable coin or a Bitcoin, and literally buy it now and send it, and the person on the other end can receive it. It's getting down to minutes now. Maybe you might have to wait 20 minutes depending on the thing. But it's just, everything's going that way. If you don't know about crypto or you don't know about Bitcoin, do your research. Get on your ChatGPT, get on your Google. Find somebody that knows about it and get involved. Like I said, you can buy Bitcoin for as low as like $10. Get into the game, buy some, have some, and see where it goes. For a $10 investment, $20 investment, you don't know what can happen in the future. It's already gone up to 100,000. Who knows? People are calling for it to go to 500,000. And banks who didn't want to have anything to do with it, in the background, they're slowly buying up. If you've heard about BlackRock, do your research. Check out BlackRock. See how much Bitcoin they own. And you're going to start to understand why it's important to get into the game. Sure, go ahead. Yeah, 100%.
For the 20%, is 20% fixed? No matter, like if you make more than 20%, I just have 20% guarantee.
20% guarantee, 100%.
No more than that.
Well, if we do really good, we're looking to give out bonuses. But like I said, we're just starting out, so we just want to make sure we, overpromise and
Okay. And second question for the real estate component, that would
Yes.
be U.S. or Canadian real estate?
right now we're doing Canadian. So all across Canada, that's where we're focusing. But like Miss Cynthia said, you always want to expand. When you get your portfolio to a certain maturity, then you start looking for opportunities in other places.
I just want to follow up on what Sharon was asking. So if I invested 50,000 Canadian into something,
Yes.
part of it is converted into US dollars for gold, part of it is converted into US dollars for NASDAQ,
Yes.
and whatever else is Canadian dollars for
Yes.
real estate.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
And what is the conversion rate? The current rate?
The current rate, whatever it is.
I just want to say in trading, most of the stuff in trading is done in US. It's done in US.
Okay, I have a question. You mentioned something about RSP
Yes.
and how to access that penalty.
Yes.
There's a lot of people here that are like, oh, $50,000, man, I don't have $50,000. How can I get this money? Please expand on that.
So when I went to the real estate investing seminar I told you about in the beginning, I was one of those guys saying, wow, I want to get into real estate, but I don't got any money. But I got a mentor. I took some of the courses and I went on and I got a mentor. Best thing you could do, anything you want to get into where you want something new or even something that you want to increase or make it better, get a mentor. Get someone who's already done it. Get somebody who's better at it than you. Put your ego aside. Be humble and learn from that person. Okay? So I got a mentor in real estate because I had, minimal knowledge in real estate. And I said, I want to get involved, but I have no money. I have no disposable income, shall I say. He said, okay, let's take a look. So he goes, I want you to write down all of your assets. Write down what you have. Write down everything, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, look here, you have tons of money. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, look at your RRSP. I said, yeah, but if I take it out, I'm going to get taxed. He goes, no. He goes, that's what the banks will tell you. That's what your financial advisor will tell you. But, however, do you know that, so RRSPs, what are RRSPs? RRSPs are a vehicle that the government allows you to save, put assets inside, and let them grow tax-free until you pull it out. So what are we talking about? We're talking about things like mutual funds. We're talking about things like stock. You can put it inside your RRSP and they can grow tax-free until you pull it out. Okay? But that's what your financial advisor will tell you. But if you go to CRA website, that's the Canadian government, that's the people who regulates RRSPs, and you look at what you can actually put inside of your RRSP, you're going to see right at the bottom something that says arm's length mortgages. I was like, what's that? He said, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. He gave me a book about that thick. He says, read this book, then we'll have a conversation. And the book was a very easy read. And when I read the book, I realized that with your RRSP, you can become the bank. What does that mean? If somebody wants a second mortgage on their home, they want to do some renovations, and they want to get some more extra capital, you can become the bank and give them that mortgage from your RRSP. So now they're paying you mortgage payments based on how much they borrow from you. And that is a tax-free investment that you can put inside of your RRSP. So that mortgage that you gave that person would reside inside of your RRSP. So basically, your money has come out, but you haven't paid any taxes on it. So how did I get started? At some point, it's going to come down to a matter of trust. And you're going to have to trust somebody, right? Because arm's length mortgages, what that means is you cannot lend your RRSP money to yourself. And you can't lend it to a family member. That's arm's length, as a family member, a cousin, a brother, a sister, aunt, uncle, no. It has to be somebody outside of your family circle. So that means you're going to have to trust somebody, right? There's a couple of guys that I was doing real estate investing with that I trust. So basically, I lent him RRSP. Out of my RRSP, I gave him a mortgage, a second mortgage on his house. So once you do all the paperwork, the money will get transferred. Like if it was a bank, it will get transferred to his account. When the money's in his account, he just gave it to me. You follow me? So once...
Don't know, now you know.
So I lent my money to him with the understanding that he's going to give it back to me. And with that capital is where I started my real estate investing journey. So me and my business partner, we both did that. We pulled out money from our RSP and we bought a duplex in Edmonton. And I've never been to Edmonton. People say, yeah, but you didn't go look at the house. Yeah, but you didn't see it. Yeah, but when you get into real estate investing, you realize that you don't want a second job. You don't want to be somebody calling you in the middle of the night and saying, hey, my toilet's backed up. No, that's not what you get into real estate investing for. You invest and you receive returns. Everything else, there are people that you designate those jobs to. Management company, plumber, electrician, all of these people are part of your team now. You hire these people to do all those things. So that we have a property in Edmonton, and the owners don't know me. I mean, the renters, they don't know me. They know the management company. So we took our money out. We bought the house cash. We did the renovations, and once we did the renovations, we refinanced the property, and now the bank's money is on the mortgage, and our money is back in our RSP. So let me say that again. We took our RSP money, we lent it to somebody, they gave it back to us. We took that money, we bought a property. With that property, we renovated it. We turned the duplex into a fourplex. So the two basements that were unfinished, we finished and we rented them out. So now we have a fourplex, and then we got the bank to evaluate it and say, hey, we want you to give us a mortgage on that property. They gave us a mortgage on the property. Our money from our RSP got paid out back into our RSP, but we still have the property. So what do you think we did again? We did the same thing over again. We found some other investors. We bought another property in St. John's. Same thing. Renovated, blah, 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 get the mortgage, get the money back into your RSP. And then you do it again. But then, like I said, what happened is COVID hit, prices went high, it was too expensive. So we took the $100,000 now, and we put it into the trading. with the profits from the trading, it's still going to go back into real estate. So we're taking profits from the trading to invest in more properties. So the next, our last project that we're working on right now is we're working on a property. Anybody heard of a place called Mont Tremblant? We're building some Airbnbs in Mont Tremblant. That's our next project. Once we refinance that, back into the RSP, do the same. So this is how you can start getting into real estate and doing the same thing and let your money work for you. Because your money just sitting there, money is meant to be circulated. It needs to be going around. You can't leave it in your bank account. Please don't do that. I did that for the longest time. Don't do that. Get educated, learn from somebody who knows more than you, and get it into circulation. If you want to become financially free. If you don't, then stay where you are. No worries. It's okay. Don't believe anything I say. Please. Research it for yourself. Any other questions? Yes, in the back.
So you said about putting money into an account that the bank actually takes away money, so it's not the actual amount. So I have a question on.
No, sorry. You're gonna have to repeat your statement.
Where would you keep the money if it's not in the bank account? Because the bank is taking away money.
Oh yeah, you invest it. Don't keep it in your savings account. Don't keep it in your checking account. Even if you do invest in the S&P 500, it's still going to give you 10%. That's okay. Let your money work for you, not you always working for your money. That's what we were taught when we were growing up. Your mom was taught me, go to school, get a good education, get a job, and work for 40 years. But then after 40 years, what happens? You could barely retire. Everything is so expensive, things are going up. So unless your money is working for you, if it's just sitting in the bank, you're falling behind because inflation is 3%. Money, is that right? Hey? Money. If your bank is sitting and he's running away because he knows. He knows the story. But you can't leave your money sitting in the bank. Okay? Does that answer your question? Sure, go ahead, shoot.
Do you think, I don't know if you know so much about digital marketing, but do you think digital marketing, stock marketing is better investing in that or investing in digital marketing?
In digital marketing, I'm not really sure if I got. Crypto, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, all those markets, because like I said, this futures is in the stock market. It is part of the stock market, right? Crypto is another entity that you can trade. Yes, they're all good. That's why you say you got to do your own research and find out what appeals to you. And once you find out what appeals to you, then you need a strategy. You find a coach. You can go on YouTube. There's one guy I'm following on YouTube right now. He breaks it down. His name is Valdez. I can't remember his first name. But I'll send it to Kid and he'll send it out to the group. He breaks trading down very simply. If you can follow what he can doing, because if you're on TV or you're on the internet, there's always these ads that are coming up now. Start trading for $20. Have you seen those? Have you seen those ads? Yeah? Look into it because you can literally start trading for $20. And you can learn from the internet. The basics, you can learn anything from YouTube. It's all there. You just got to take the initiative and go get the information. And if you want information, let Kidel know. I'll help you out. No worries. Anybody else?
Right. So, let's say I put my money into gold.
Yes.
Right. Then there is another competition that is coming to compete with gold.
Yes.
And understanding with the tech companies.
Yes.
Things are always changing.
Yes.
And a good example I can give you is about Kodak. Right?
Yes.
Kodak was a camera company.
Yes.
But it failed to digitize.
Right.
But when you fail to digitize, then the companies that were willing to digitize overtake it in the market. And its stock
100%, yes.
So understanding the concept that you're bringing and looking at the era that we're living in. Right now, emerging of new technology. Right. You are using AI in your trading. Right? But what do you understand that you are incorporating the new technology in your current business plan and the projection that you can think with the existing technology that you bring and the future that you're projecting into the market? How do you come into terms with those transition in market control?
So, the first speaker said it perfectly. You have to be willing to adapt. You have to be willing to understand that right now, like I said, the probability of gold going to zero is very low. It doesn't mean it couldn't. Like I said, if there's a technology that comes out that can replace gold, then the price of gold will start to plummet. It'll start to go down. At which point you got to pivot to find something else that fits your strategy, fits your technology, fits your goals. So whatever it is, if it's right now it's gold, use gold. If tomorrow it's silver, use silver. You always got to be, as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to flow with the water. Don't try to go against the stream. If it's going downhill, go downhill. If it's going around a rock, go around a rock. You just got to be able to go with it. That's why we say we trade going up. We don't trade going down if we see the overall trend going up. It doesn't make sense. Somebody might be able to make sense of it, but for now, I still can't. So we trade with the trend. So we speculate, which is a fancy word for we guess that it's going to go up. We don't know. It could go down. But if it goes down, you got to be ready to pivot and say, okay, it's going down. Let me go back to this because this graph shows, if you see on the far right, the circle at the top, this is today, this is like recently. This dip in gold was at 5,200 to 4,800, 4,600. This is recent. This, if you go and you, like I said, do your research, go on your Google, go on your ChatGPT, and it was about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, all of a sudden people got up on Monday morning, and the news was saying that the markets lost $1.5 trillion overnight. That's this dip right here. This dip right here was around, this is not only gold, there's other commodities and securities that went down. 1.5 trillion overnight. And what can you do about that? There's nothing you can do. We got up, we took losses too. Because, there's a gradual rise and there's a gradual fall. But when there's a sharp fall, take your losses, get out, and wait for the market to calm down. And we know the overall trend is going up, so we wait for it to start going back up. Like I said, there's going to be losses. But once you learn, you understand, you learn from a mentor, you learn how to limit your losses and stay in the game. The whole idea is to stay in the game because we believe that gold is going to keep going up. Any other questions?
Questions for Mr. George?
Sorry, I went over my time. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Explain them? Oh, this is, so this. Yes. So if I'm going to take the most recent example right here, part of it is just the markets move based on what certain people say. People understand that. Why is oil at all-time highs? You can tell me. Why is it? That's it. For certain events, it has nothing to do with the physical asset of gold. Gold is still gold. But people say, oh, gold is, it might be cancerous. It starts to go down. You understand? There's go ahead.
Sorry, just to be sure, clarify as far as your chart is concerned.
Yes.
The numbers at the bottom, because I can't see.
Yes.
Those years?
Years. Yeah, 1972
Yeah.
till today, 2026.
Okay, so where the line is very, it looks like there wasn't any movement done. There's
Right.
no circles.
Right.
How many years is that?
84 to 2005, 2008. Oh, 2008 was the big market crash around there.
Okay, so you're saying that for 20 years,
Yes.
basically your chart is saying that for 20 years, there was no change in gold,
No,
right?
no change.
And
Yeah.
then you said 2008?
Yeah, starting 2008, it started to upward
It started
trajectory.
to increase. Do you know why?
But that's what I'm saying. It's the.
'Cause
That's his question.
Okay,
That's his
so
question.
I'm just rewording it, but my analogy
Yes.
is that I believe that the reason why it's going up is because there's a lack of gold, correct?
That too. Gold is, as far as we know, is a limited quantity on this earth. It's a limited quantity. And the fact that AI, you need these machines. And what's inside these machines? Components. What do some of those components need? Gold. They use gold. So limited supply, more demand, price goes up.
And in 2008, if we all remember, that was when everything crashed. And that's when all countries and everything started to stockpile on gold. And that's when you start to get the rise. It's kind of like what's going on with memory cards and memory stuff now. I got a memory card for $20 last year. Right now, that same memory card is selling for $127 because they took all the other memory card companies off the market and there's only one or two left on the market. And that brought the price up.
Is there any other questions?
Well, I put up that graphic again with your contact information, Clements, because I think after today, you may have one or two more new investors. Like he said, got that money, it's just in the bank, 0.0.
1%, 0.0. You're losing. It's going down.
If I want to get some information about your company, what's
The acronym is BTLC, which stands for Beyond the Legacy Collective. Of course. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We want to, the whole idea is to leave a legacy. Because, why do I say that? As far as I know, nobody gets out alive. As far as I know. If anybody knows something more than that, please let me know. Which means that we're here temporarily. I won't get philosophical, but we're here temporarily. And for those who believe like I believe, we transition, we go into another, but there's other generations coming back, coming behind us. Help them. Leave something for them.
All right, folks. I think that was well said by Mr. Clement George. I think we're leaving here better informed. So please, give a round of applause for Clement George, everybody. Okay, so as you can see, the food has arrived. So I know you're all a little bit famished. Myself included, feeling a little weak after all that. No more wrong beer. But I'm going to ask you guys just to hang in there for a couple more presenters. And we have Val's Kitchen in the house. Big up Val. It's a wonderful jerk and barbecue chicken wings, fried plantain, festival, and some vegetarian dishes in terms of Hollywood and sausage egg rolls. I'm just going to ask you to hang on for a little bit. I know you're not the water, but please give me a few more minutes. We're going to have the next presenter that's going to tell you how to actually acquire this money from Scotia Bank. Talk to you about the RSP, talk to you about the business loans,
How can we get that money? We have a banker in the house. Our next presenter, without further ado, gotta keep it moving. Hashmay, Scotia Bank representative, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause, Hashmay. Woo, 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 woo.
Do you need it beside you or? Yeah, if I could have it beside me, that'd be nice. You read my mind. Charger, you good? Yeah, I should be fine. I should be fine. Otherwise, you have a plug here. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's one of the back. Get some refreshments. Everything is on the house. Trying to do it big here at the Multicultural Diversity Project. I want to big up Sherry Waldridge in the house. They do it big over at Black Girl Magic. If you've never been to one of their events, these are 10. This is nothing compared to what they do over there. So please, fruit juice, vegetables. Not what?
Yeah, it's all worked up.
So, you want to do Q&A or you got something you want to go through it? And then Q&A afterwards?
Yeah, I have a presentation here. I'm going to go through it.
Okay.
I'll try to make it as interactive as I can.
Yeah, it's roll.
Yeah, just to
Time
roll
is
it.
getting away.
Yeah. It's like 8 slides.
Because what people want to know, obviously, they want to know about loans. You know, how can I get, don't know about money, small business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The importance of opening a business account and the right type of business account. You know what I mean? They need to know that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me go from here. That's what's up.